Wait till this joint. Inai, 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 inai. Inecher keper jesse. Kensu, keku. Kicking it with ekatai. What's up, what? We out here, 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 we out here. Y'all know what it's about. We talking about today. What we talking about? We on live. Got some waiting on more people to come on before we get started. So go ahead and spread the word. I'm just getting out of a shower. So for those who have never had a ritual bath, never made an elixir, never did any chakra healing or anything of that nature, you came to the right place. For a translation of what I said, I was saying in ancient Egyptian, or what is known as Imedu Necher, Imedu Inecher, which means the language of God or the words of nature. What I was saying, I know got to straighten up a little bit in my room. I try to keep it as clean as possible, but I also try to keep it as chaotic as possible as well. But oh shit. And speaking of that, I just dropped a lot of chamomile. So, yeah, speaking of chaos, I just dropped a whole bunch of fucking chamomile on the ground. So, as you can see, chaos arises. Chaos arises. Just waiting on some more people. I'm putting on some socks real quick. Basically, what was I saying? Basically, I kind of forgot what I was talking about here. And talk to y'all at the same time. It'd be kind of hazardous. So basically, if you never had any elixirs, healing, magic, had any chakra healing, rotating, activating, doing magic and stuff of that nature, I'm gonna show you how to get down with this joint. Got me some herbs. As everybody know, I provide herb packs. If you guys need herb packs, I got herbs all over this place. Bag over here, bag over here, here. I provide herbs if you need herb packs for specific reasons. I'm actually gonna smoke some herbs. I have those that can open your chakras, which is pretty much opening the root chakra, which is the base where the coiled serpent is, and then causing that to rise and flow, rotate like a vortex. I also have those for the pineal gland. I have some for deities, for different deities. I also have some for prosperity, which is an abundance. I have some for compassion. I have some for if you feel like you've been hexed or you feel like there's been work on you or there's some type of obstacle in the way. I have some for that as well. So I have pretty much a whole bunch of different types for those different necessities and different occasions that may arise where you feel like you might just have to give yourself a little outside boost. And the good thing is, with herbs, when you're dealing with natural stuff, you're dealing with plant magic, which I believe is always beautiful because that is one of the parts of alchemy, which is alchemy, alchemy in the ancient Medu Neter. One of the beautiful things about using that is you are empowering yourself through your own mind. So, like a lot of times, people talk about diet. They talk about, being vegan and you're not supposed to drink alcohol or you shouldn't have sex and do all that. You're supposed to be celibate and all these things. You should be, avoiding canned beans, canned foods. You should be, trying to save the collective and all that type of stuff. That stuff is very spiritually premature. From a person who practices, I will tell you that's very spiritually premature. Um, that's never the case. Uh, as far as you should be doing whatever you want to do. If you have to have somebody else giving you a breakdown on what you should be doing and you're following it step by step, you're pretty much a clone at that point. So I mean, you're pretty much a robot. The ancient Kemetic people, ancient Kemet you, refer to that as a automaton, someone that runs on automation. You see what I'm saying? So you just follow these steps specifically, but have no mastery over the mind to change it. So I drink alcohol, and when I drink it, I do divine stuff with it. I eat meat, and when I eat it, I do divine stuff with it. I transmute the experience that the animal went through by absorbing its spirit and soul within my body and giving its experience, giving my experience to it. You see what I'm saying? Law of exchange. So I'm not just consuming, I'm also producing. Those type of things. That's alchemy. That's way more divine than just eating a plant because it's not, an animal, which really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, two things. No matter what you eat, you are eating another life force so that you don't die. That's one thing. So that's still a vampire or a parasite. And then the second thing, another thing is, aside from plants being, eating being parasitic in nature no matter what, but plants themselves can feel you eating them. Mm. So, what I ooh, I like these things. On lettuce and the study of lettuce and the lettuce that was getting eaten started to produce some type of different chemical where it would change how it tasted because it could feel that it could hear that it was being eaten, right? So then what it did is after it heard itself being eaten, being chewed on by this caterpillar, it let the lettuce next to it know that I'm being eaten. So basically, when you actually eat raw vegetables, them niggas know. They can hear you. You're eating them alive. So as much as you want to talk stuff about meat eaters, you're more cannibalistic than them because you're eating them alive. At least what they eat is actually dead. You know what I'm saying? So again, when it comes to it, it's all about how do you transmute that experience. It's like this incense right here, right? How do I transmute this experience? I offer, first of all, to myself by birth name. Then I offer it to my godheads and any godhead that I'm working with, and then any deity that I'm working with. So an example. Urda'a, ese netcherche. Netcher in the fur alante tier walker. Netcher keper jesef. Khensu, Keku. Ebasete in netcherre. Ese kime in netcherre. Anfu in netcher. Uepe uewe in netcherre. Ese ton in netcherre. Ese un netcher. Jorre netcher kima eriaba. Jorati reka kima eria. Jora emai ebe reka kima eriaba. Au efu. Ese perfect. You like your incense, right? So what I said was basically I'm offering or I'm giving incense to the perfect God, Alante Tiro Keku. Also said to um, to Bastet, to Sekhmet, to Anubis, to Uepuauet, to who else did I name? Set, and I can't remember who else I named. Then I said, and to all the gods and goddesses known and unknown that exist within me, all the ancestors known and unknown that exist within me, and all those who came before known and unknown that exist within me. That's basically what I said in ancient Egyptian. So if there was hieroglyphs, if I could write it like I normally do on all the other videos, that's what you would see. And that itself is alchemy, or alchemy, aka, which means sorcery. Just by ordering that energy around through mastery. So this is a frankincense and myrrh incense. So the scent itself is pretty much being magnetized, as you can see by the smoke. Hold on, let me see if I can change the effects on the screen here. I don't even think y'all can see it. Yeah, I don't think you can see it because it's not letting me change it no more. But anyway, if you were split into three streams, which is very divine, because if you work with the clip on, you know that's the frankincense and the myrrh is being attracted into my aura, right? And hold on, I don't know what's going on with the camera. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to. There we go. Ooh yeah. Now let me see. Sorry about the effects, guys. I'm trying to so you guys can see better. There we go. Now, if I knew how to turn on the flash, we'd be ha. Oh, now we getting it. Now we getting it. So yeah, y'all can see now. Now we on to the money. So Girl Scout cookies. Thank. Herb pack. This is from my herb, which is in this one I put mullein, uva ursa, chamomile, and some sage. So I put that in there. So the herb packs themselves, like I said, guys, I offer those up in case you want those. Those are mostly about $20 each, plus shipping. They have few uses. You could use it in the bath. You could actually make a tea out of them, and most of them you can smoke. The ones that you cannot smoke, I do let you know that. As well as the ones that you cannot drink, I'll let you know as well. But for the most part, most of them you can drink or smoke. Holding it down like a thug as always. What I'm going to talk about to you guys, let's see. I'm trying to see if I see any chat. I don't see nobody asking nothing in the chat. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to hit the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button, hit the thumbs up. Make sure y'all do that. As far as what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about herb baths. I'm actually going to make an herb bath live with you guys. I'm going to make an elixir live with you guys. I'm going to show you guys how you can use certain elixirs to heal whatever you may be going through. But 2 laws of Ma'ut's video, the 42 laws of Ma'ut's video, I'm going to be doing that fully for you guys. So it's going to be a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. We're doing a lot of good stuff tonight. The 42 laws of Ma'ut video, if you saw that, you got some power. If you saw that video, you got hooked up. those that don't know about the 42 laws, I'll break that down. The 42 laws of Ma'ut was basically smoke break real quick. Y'all know about the infamous smoke break. So the 42 laws of Ma'ut. Let's talk. The 42 laws of Ma'ut, most people know or have heard them to be the origin of the 10 commandments, right? 42 laws of Ma'ut being the origin of the 10 commandments. That is true. But here's the untrue part. There wasn't 42. There was 147. So basically, in ancient Egypt, in Ekemet, the Ekemet EU, what we did was we always had a way of making a pun out of everything. So the main reason that the 42 laws, or the 147 laws, why there were so many, was to emphasize that you would probably forget them. Ain't that right? He knows. He already know. That was the whole point. The laws were basically so that you would forget them, right? But not only that, they made the laws all physical. So when you guys are thinking, when it comes down to it, when you're thinking that I can turn the damn flash off. When you're thinking that the 10 Commandments, or the 10 Commandments themselves, again, they came from the 42 laws of Ma'ut. When you're thinking they applied to your physical life, they did not. They did not. They didn't give a fuck about your physical life, simply because your spirit was the thing that was saying the declarations or the negative confessions. Your spirit was saying, I did not steal. I do not kill. I did not steal cultivated land. I did not sleep with this person's wife. That was your spirit saying that. It had nothing to do with your physical body. Period. And if you see the weighing of the heart scene, it's clear that if you're dead, how could you have done any of those things? Because your soul is eternal. Your physical body is not. Therefore, they had to, it was the spirit. Basically, how it works is, if the spirit could recite those words, then the soul would allow it to come into the universe. Because human thoughts weigh you down, or weigh down that scale, you end up coming back here. Smoke break. In the old days, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. If your human thoughts weigh down thoughts, it means this collective consciousness concept, which is a sheep or herd mentality, a power in numbers mentality, which is basically a copping out, because you don't have enough confidence in knowing thyself and going on a path of solitude, or going on a path of alchemy, create and destroy. You rather just go with what everybody else said works, even if you can't technically prove that it works. And then, or even if people that's saying that it works haven't done it, or even worse, see, practice it. And I'm going to talk about it in the next video as well. The people who are writing the books, the people who are having these yoga, big meditation, group meditations, the people who are usually throwing these conferences, the people that are having these conscious festivals, all that stuff, when it comes to this consciousness, this spirituality and all this stuff, Doreen Virtue, Dolores Cannon, I can continue going down the list. You know what I'm saying? All these people are European descent, which would basically mean that they have only existed for about 6,000 to 8,000 years, which would basically also mean that they weren't even around when we were doing the shit. When the pyramids were built, Sorry, did you know that when the Hebrew people or the Jews came into Egypt, that pyramids were already built? Literally, every pyramid was already built by the time they got there. Did you know that? Probably not. See, because what's happening is, and what a lot of people don't understand is, because they don't have a connection to anything ancient, the only thing they can do is teach yo shit. And because you don't have enough gall to learn your shit on your own, we don't have it as a people. You know what I'm saying? We have this sheep mentality, this looking for a guru mentality. Basically, they just step in and teach. You know what I'm saying? I bet you if you go to right now, if you go on Instagram or you can even go on YouTube. YouTube's even better. I bet you if you go on YouTube and look up magic, or go on YouTube and look up the Ascension, go on YouTube, look up New Dimension, go on YouTube, look up metaphysics, go on YouTube, look up spirituality, and I guarantee you 85% of the people that have over 1 million views or they're very high in the search are Caucasian. And that's not a shot at them, but that's really more a shot at us. It's really more a shot at us, just because you got to think about this. They didn't even exist scientifically. They did not even exist scientifically. You see what I'm saying? At that time. So with that being said, if it exists at that time, you know what I'm saying? If you know how mitochondrial DNA and RNA works, and you know how synaptic plasticity works within the neuromelanin, the gray matter or the substantia nigra, do you know that basically you can learn anything just off of having a memory of it, right? So you can technically, since your ancestors, when they leave, they go within you, and then prior to you incarnating, any ancestor that did not clear a karmic debt, that does not need to incarnate again, because they pretty much out of their chances, they go in your ass. So therefore, anything they had, you got. You see, anything they had, you got. So therefore, if you learning from them, they ain't never have it. You see what I'm saying? They never had it because they didn't exist. Smoke break. And let me clarify. Let me clarify, because it's not a us versus them thing. It's not. It's just you need to figure out what's going on and what's real and what's not. It's definitely not a us versus them. Because first of all, there's no us. There's no us. There's a you and an I. You know, and since it's a group of us in this YouTube live, and after the live, it'll also be on my page. You all. There's a you all, and then there's an I. But aside from that, that's about it. There's no collective on my end. So because of those mindsets, that's how people reincarnate, because they have this low thought form of human desire. Human desire will bring your ass back to earth. Known fact. Oh, I didn't make enough money. Reincarnation. Oh, I didn't get enough girls. Reincarnation. Oh, I'm scared of hell. Reincarnation. Oh, God's gonna save me. Reincarnation. Anything that's basically programmed into you that you didn't find out for yourself. Anything that's programmed into you, you didn't stop finding out for yourself. It's called social programming, behavioral programming, environmental programming. And then you can also have incidental programming and accidental programming. Accidental is when you do it your damn self. Incidental is when somebody does it to you. You know what I'm saying? You got your ass whooped by some black people one time, and that as a kid, now you're racist. You know what I'm saying? You got your ass whooped by a group of white people at some time. Now you're against whitey. You know what I'm saying? That's incidental programming because the incident had to happen before you can actually get the shit right. Smoke break, my bad. I usually announce the smoke break, but smoke break, smoke break, smoke break, smoke break. So, let's go inside and get this shit cracking. The reason why I was talking about all this, because the biggest thing to healing is thought forms. Thought forms. The most important thing, the most important thing in healing is thought forms. All day, every day. Ain't that right, Ruh? Ruh, ain't that right? See, Ruh know the deal. Thought forms, baby. Thought forms. You believe that you are broke, ain't got no money in your pocket. If you're working on your chakras, if you're trying to activate your chakras, if you're trying to rise to the ascension, if you're trying to do, if you have that, that's what's happening. As soon as you basically say, I'm going to do this, or I'm trying to do this, I want this, I'm bringing this in, whatever the case is, you're basically saying, I don't got it right now, and I'm in a state of lack. What will happen is the subconscious mind, because it has no sense of time, it only exists in space, it will literally just continuously bring in that. What's worse, another worse thing than that, about to do these dishes in between time. Another worse thing than that is I am. Using I am is invoking something. So I am depressed. I am sad. I am anxious. I have anxiety. I have is also a way of ownership, accountability. You see what I'm saying? Those things like that. So a good way of healing, let's say you got athlete's foot. You know what I'm saying? You're a funky foot nigga. You're a funky foot fucker. You funky foot fucker. Here's a good thing for you. Try this out. I have healed my athlete's foot. You know how I healed my athlete's foot? Because I healed my athlete's foot. My athlete's foot, man, I healed that already. My athlete's foot is gone permanently because I healed my athlete's foot, right? Because I'm the vibration of healing. I am the vibration of my health. I am that vibration. I'm bringing that vibration out to heal my athlete's foot because that athlete's foot, that shit gone, man. That shit so gone, nigga. That shit gone. Since you been gone, yeah, yeah. That's gone like her career, nigga. That shit gone. Athlete's foot, out. Peace 5,000, outie, nigga. Like, that's how you do it. You basically need to, everybody else has this corny ass way of trying to heal themselves with these mantras and shit. I'm trying to tell you, because they're going through the Albion. They're going through a person of European descent who has no access to it from an ancestral standpoint. This is not against race. This is not a us versus them thing again. This is a you and I. So if you happen to be of European descent, I am not. So I'm just observing from a scientific standpoint how our anatomy works. And anatomically, we are not the same. You see and hear and feel in a very, very, very low frequency in comparison to everybody else. Has nothing to do with what I feel about you. That's just what science says. Blame nature. Don't blame me. Blame nature. Blame nature. Blame the nature. Blame the nature. So, You get your thought forms right, right, and we will show you how to do a chakra bath. Actually, I'm not going to give you a chakra bath, but I will give you a healing and purification bath. Healing, purification, some psychic powers. I'm gonna hook y'all up. I'm gonna hook y'all up. This bath is what I call the Nefertim bath. I usually don't give out my herb pack recipes, but you guys will get the Nefertim herb pack live on goddamn YouTube right now. So, what you do is you basically want to take a pot, add some water. It doesn't matter if it's goddamn tap. The dirtier the better, nigga, because you have to boil this shit anyway. So you boil, you get you some water. You put it. Matters how much you want. If you want to do it just for one bath, you want to basically get it about a third of a way full. Right? Get about a third of the way in the joint. So take such water, place it on stove. Actually, this is the chemist. You have to have the mindset of the mad scientist. Now, I already invoked the Godhead and all that prior to doing this. So, you see what I'm saying? By invoking the Godhead prior, the energy is already ready to go. So, take your dominant hand. For me, I'm a right hand person. I'm ambidextrous, but I'm dominantly right-handed. Take your dominant hand, put it in the sea salt, say a little something to put the energy on it. That's CFFS, which means it has been done times 4. You add a little joint. You know what I'm saying? Then you can start it up. Get your flame cooking. And you pretty much want it as high as possible just so that you can get it boiling as quick as possible. Now, this is going to vary. I'm going to give you guys some steps. This specifically is for the Nefertim bath. Nefertim, you need to look them up, is an ancient Egyptian Necheru. Nefer means being like satisfied or perfect in a way. Tim means completion. Which is a big difference between Atim and there's a big difference between Atim and Nefertim. Y'all got to do your own research on it because I don't have much time to go into all of that because I can do a whole video on them. What was I about to do? Okay, so you basically want to get it cooking and get it boiling as high as you can. When it comes down to certain things, everything varies as far as what type of plants you're using. So if you're using nuts need to boil no matter what for at least 2 hours to get just the properties out of them. You know what I'm saying? As far as all that, the what they call DNA or plasma, I forgot what they call it in not phenotypes, but I forgot what they call it. But you get all them out from boiling the nut for 2 hours. As far as herbs goes, you can see I have a lot of herbs. As far as herbs goes, that's a whole different ball game. Herbs, they vary. Most of the time, you could pretty much have them going on for about 30 minutes. That's what I have usually. Some of them, it matters if it's like really, really fine, like the powders. Like I have slippery elm bark powder right here. When it's some things like powders, you really kind of only want it maybe like 15 minutes. And then after it's done boiling, you can steep it. You want it to steep. And you steep it for, I would say, maybe about 30 minutes. Maybe about 30 minutes or so. 15 minutes varies. It matters how hot it got, what you got going. If it's like roots, definitely steep it for 30 minutes. If it's more like the leaves or the flowers, you can steep it for about 15. And you can boil it for about 15. You don't need to go too crazy. So what I'm gonna do is for the Nefertim, you gotta have your lotus. Gotta have a lotus leaf. You know, Nefertim was very linked to lotus. So you gotta get you some lotus. Get you a little bit of eucalyptus. Very little eucalyptus. I'll tell y'all why a little bit later. And then you want to get you some licorice root. And you also want to get you some bay leaves. Right? And that's from this stack. And actually no, you want lemongrass. Get you some lemongrass. Okay. So far we got lemongrass, lotus leaves, bay leaves, licorice root, and a little eucalyptus. Correct? Correct. Close that up. Chamomile. Get you some chamomile. Okay. Now, you want to get you some comfrey, some uva ursi, and some mullein, little mullein, some alfalfa, dandelion leaf, hyssop, the eye bright matters. If you can get some eye bright, it's better to drink this as a tea. Better to drink that. But if you can bathe in it, you can bathe in it too, and you can get psychic visions. You can drink it and get psychic visions as well. And this is what I was looking for. Chicory root. Chicory root. So you basically want to get this whole little group. I didn't mention rose hips. Let me put this back. So rose hips, dandelion leaf, chicory root, licorice root, eucalyptus leaf, lemongrass, bay leaf, lotus leaf, hyssop, and chamomile. Chamomile. And then you can throw in some parsley and a little cinnamon. Parsley and a little cinnamon. Let's go. Put these in this pocket. So if anybody wants to write that down in the chat, because I technically can't, feel free. I'll repeat it one more time. Licorice root, eucalyptus leaf, lemongrass, lotus leaf, bay leaf, dandelion leaf, alfalfa, rose hips, chicory root, and hyssop with some chamomile. And that's the Nefertim bath. And that's literally my recipe. Ain't nobody else came up with that shit. That's some shit that channeled, because I fuck with Nefertim heavy. Okay? So, you're getting it straight from the source, Khensu Keku. Straight from the sizzle. From the sauce. Sauce, get it from the sauce. Got your boiling going on. Wop gop. You know what I'm saying? It's good and cracking. Starting to get cracking. So you got that going. And actually, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna give y'all that the whole Imad bath. Oh, I almost forgot. Allspice. 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 When you get that Nefertim, this shit will light you up. Not only will you be bringing in some cash, but you will be, your aura, all that shit will be lit. Your pineal will definitely be going. Your chakras will be rejuvenated. It literally shocks your chakras for the most part. Shocks the shit out your ass. So you get that. Wait for these to boil. And then once it comes to a boil, you pretty much want to add, when you're dealing with a lot of stuff like this, you want to alternate between teaspoons and tablespoons. So like, for example, you would take a teaspoon of lotus leaf, right? Actually, sorry, you take a tablespoon of lotus leaf and a tablespoon of licorice root, and you take a teaspoon of alfalfa because you want to have a root, a leaf, and a leaf, but the leaves are you see the leaves more than you see the roots. When you see a root of a tree, you see like a couple of them, three, four, but you see hundreds of leaves. You know, so you want to have your leaves basically outweigh the root when you're doing these baths. So I might not give y'all the ma'ut part only because I did a whole video on it. But basically, I'll give you a concept for those that weren't there. With the ma'ut, you take the beer, which is a 42 ounce. Oh, damn, this is a 24. I forgot to buy the 42. Fuck, I fucked up. So anyway, the 24, we gonna do some magic with this then. And then, but you want to get a 42 ounce, and you take 21 of those ounces, and you bathe in that, and then you drink the other 21. You know what I'm saying? But you got to go look at the video. It's on my page to get that. But I will show you all this elixir that Bobby Hemmett came up with. That was channeled through Bobby Hemmett and something that some other deities that came through to me personally. But prior to that, we're going to get this going. Oh, I forgot the valerian root. Shit. Thought I pulled that out. Pretty sure I did, didn't I? Probably put it back. Trying to be efficient. All right. So, how we gonna do this thing? How we gonna do this? So you take, like I said, tablespoon lotus leaf, right? Water boiling. Spirit bath going on. The Nefertim spirit bath by Khensu Keku. If anybody wants to use it, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Khensu Keku. Make sure to hit that subscribe, hit that like button. So you got the lotus leaf, tablespoon. Then we're gonna put the teaspoon of licorice root, right? That's what we said. Look, it's already turning green, Good shit, D. Thank you. Appreciate that, D. D got himself some herb packs on the way, so you get your teaspoon of licorice root. Bong bong. Bong bong. Okay. And then we said alfalfa. Gonna put a teaspoon of that. It's the most efficient shit of doing this shit with like one hand while this shit is going on. Hold on, I gotta put this shit down. So you do your teaspoon of alfalfa. You got the teaspoon of alfalfa on the way. Teaspoon of alfalfa. Then we're gonna put a teaspoon of dandelion leaf. Get this going. Yeah, allspice. Yep, don't forget the allspice. Thank you. Hold on. Fuck the dandelion leaf at? Alright. Teaspoon of dandelion leaf in there. So now we're gonna put a tablespoon of valerian root. Remember, we want the root to not be as much as the leaf. Actually, we're gonna do a half tablespoon. Do a half tablespoon. Yeah, do that half tablespoon of the valerian. There we go. And now, while you loading them up, while you loading up the leaves and the roots, it's okay to have it where you can turn down the fire just in case, because you don't want your stuff to you don't want to lose too much water. So if you alternate, as long as you keep it boiling, you'll be all right. So then we're gonna put a teaspoon of comfrey. This is a teaspoon of comfrey in here. 1 second. I'm like trying not to waste it too. It's in this damn bag. There we go. Oh, actually, no, this is chicory root. So you want to you can do a teaspoon of chicory. Fuck it. Spirit said teaspoon, we're going to do a teaspoon. So a teaspoon of chicory. Just use the bag. You know what I'm saying? Teaspoon of chicory. And what we got? Alfalfa. Now hyssop. So you want a half tablespoon of hyssop. Now half tablespoon of hyssop. Now chicory is good because chicory, you can also drink it, and so if you drink coffee and you're trying to get off coffee, you can drink chicory root. Chicory root is actually a substitute for coffee. So that's a good thing. Oh, damn. So you get your half tablespoon of hyssop, add that in there. And then do a half teaspoon of eucalyptus. Okay. All right. So we get into. My bad. I hit the damn side of my phone and shit. So now we get into the last little ingredients here. One second. This is what it looks like, y'all, so far. And I ain't stirred it or nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn on the flash for y'all. This is what we got. Nice little dark orange color. You know what I'm saying? It's like a reddish orange color right now. We're about to funk it up some more. About to add in some bay leaves. I usually like to add in 5 to 11. It matters what we're working with. So we're going to add in 11. So we're working with some kleptoptic energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. So we got 11 in there. 11 bay leaves. We're going to throw 5 allspice in. Ah, shit, hold on. Trying to open this motherfucker. All right. Oh, shit. So 5 allspice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 allspice. Actually, we're going to throw 11 because, look, I grabbed 5 and it was 6 left. 11. So 11 allspice. You see what I'm saying? That's how spirit works. That's how spirit works. So I said 11 for the clip off, and then another 11 came back for the clip off. Double up. Double up, nigga. Double up, nigga. What do you? Double up. What you gonna do? Y'all remember that old masterpiece? Y'all remember that Master P? Hold on. Y'all probably too young. Y'all remember that Master P? No, I'm just joking with you. I'm just adding some of this lemongrass. So add a little lemongrass. Okay. Got your lemongrass. Just added that. That mixture right there. And I turned down the fire just a little bit. So then you add up some chamomile. Right? Then you add you some rose hips. Thank you, D, my man. Add you guys some rose hips. Grab a few of those. Grab some rose hips. These are rose hips. These are what these look like. I know y'all probably can't see it much, but yeah. Throw some rose hips in there. Okay. So, got that, and I got the chamomile, as you guys can see. So now, what you want to do is stir it up. Make sure you got that going. You can turn up the fire a little bit, and then you want to cover it. Say a little something. And what I usually do is, I usually say a little something. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit of more water. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just add some of this alkaline, since we already started boiling it. I don't want to add it with dirty water. Don't want to add no dirty water in there since we already started boiling it. Plus, what I was gonna say, what I do with my water too, is you want to say a little prayer or a little words of empowerment or whatever you want to do, that you want to manifest, and then you want to breathe life into it. You want to inhale it and then breathe life into it. Inhale it, 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 breathe life into it. Close that. All right, so I'm going to do that. Urda, ese Kim. Urda, Keku. Urda, Uebe. Urda, Ebe. Urda, Inefr. Oh, esse perfect. And you close it. So what I said is, I've given you divine strength. I have given you words of power. I have given you purity. I have given you abundance. I have given you perfection. It has been done times 4, and I closed it. That's what I just said in ancient Egyptian, Imedu Necha. Word to Aketai. He was just kicking in the back, he saw it all. He saw it all. My nigga Aketai. Right here we got some fish oil, flax, and barrage. This is really good. Recommend this. Omega-3, 6 and that 9. Get that 3, that 6 and that 9. And it has DHA. It has the real DHA, not that shit them niggas be selling. EPA, ALA. Gamma linolenic acid, GLA. So you got the fire. We got the fire over here. Ain't that right? He got the shit, So yeah, you want to get this back to a boil. As you can see, I think it's boiling. It's getting there. So you want to get these boiling, you know what I'm saying? Stir them up just so they don't get too clumped because, you know, you got the chicory root and certain things that can get stuck at the bottom. You don't want it cooking. You want it, like, literally boiling. You know what I'm saying? It's that Inefertimu Bath live on IG. First time and probably the only fucking time that I'll probably give you guys a fucking recipe. Only because, and it's not about like, some people do it from an ego standpoint, like, nah, I don't want you to be selling it online or making money. Like, no, it's not about that. It's about the fact that that's not what I teach. I don't teach copy me and do what I do. I teach this is what I did and this is how it worked and this is how you can do the same. You know, I give you resources so you can do the same. That type of thing. I don't actually um, say do what I do, follow me, or do none of that nature boy shit. Like that, you know, cult shit. That's straight cult shit. And honestly, if you like nature boy or you fuck with nature boy or you fuck with that cult shit or you follow niggas like that or you do shit like that, this channel ain't for you. I don't have no bad intention towards you. I don't have no ill will toward him. I don't care about none of that. I don't really care about none of that. You know, if you're involved either. But I'm just telling you, this ain't you're not gonna find any of that over here. So this ain't that channel. So you'll probably just be disappointed. So you could just save yourself and myself the view and the subscriber and just don't do it. You know. Now if you're trying to find out ways to access your own mind and be able to tap into what awakens within you, then I have some methodologies that I found that work for me. And if you think that they align with what you got going, try them out. You know what I'm saying? And then just understand the mindset of what I'm doing and how I'm doing these things. If that mindset resonates with you, and try to implement something that is definitely aligned to what you got going, that you've been knowing since your birth, or that you've been feeling since you can remember. You know what I'm saying? And go with that and follow that, and don't ever let nobody else tell you nothing different. And you'll be way greater than I am and greater than anybody else because you'll be your best version. That's what you need to do. Anything else, or anybody telling you something else, probably don't have your best interest. They're probably trying to sell you something at the end of the day, and they don't care about you becoming a master. They care about you going through spiritual masturbation. They care about you pretty much coming back to them all the time to buy stuff. You know, like I just gave you a recipe, literally, and even just gave you concepts on how to do it. You know, so even if you don't know what Nefertim is or none of that shit, you could literally go online and post it in the chat the ingredients. You can go online, look up the ingredients, and put valerian root, magical properties, hyssop, magical properties, alfalfa, magical properties. You can go through the magical properties of everything I named and then see what it does for yourself prior to just even me telling you. You know? Like, that's the beauty in this shit. That's alchemy. That's a true chemist, a mad scientist right there. And I guarantee if you do something like that, you will be rewarded. You know? I'll have to show y'all another thing. So after this, because it's almost done boiling, I'm going to let it steep. I'm going to make the elixir. I'm going to answer any questions if you guys have any questions. And then after that, I'm out, y'all. So I can work on this ritual that I have going on. But aside from that, anybody that wants any herb packs or any Akashic readings, natal chart readings, Godhead readings, let me know. DM me on here. Or if you have my Instagram, which is XNSW _KKW, just like my YouTube channel, Khensu Keku. You can feel free to hit me up on there, and we can schedule that out. Or if you want to join any of my classes, you can hit me up on that as well. Got classes going. But aside from that, you'll get this boil going. And as you can see, the boiling is happening. You can turn down the fire a little bit because you don't want to lose too much water. And then I'm going to show you all this elixir before my phone dies so I can go ahead and do this thing for my own shit. So, dark liquor. We got Seagull 77. Clear liquor. Got Gordon's London Dry Gin. What you want to do is you get yourself your chalice and you use some entities that you feel could heal you. I don't have much time because my battery's getting low. So you get some entities that you feel could heal you. You get you some parchment paper. You write their sigil or their name or whatever petition or whatever you want to do on that parchment paper. You burn the parchment paper. You add the ashes of the parchment paper into the cup first. Then you add the gin and the sevens. You alternate between them. One deity, splash, ashe. The other deity, splash, ashe. One deity, splash, ashe. Other deity, splash, ashe. Until you get about halfway full with both, or this is about 3/4 worth full. Then you drink that shit. And you know that, and you remove whatever thought form or whatever concept of that disease, which is a dis-ease or illness or ailment that's going on, or even just bad vibes, low frequencies, whatever. You transmute that shit and know they gonna fuck with you and they gonna do it for you. All right, and the deity's gonna get you and lock you in. So my phone is getting low, so I don't want to fucking die on y'all. So I'm gonna end this right here. It's your boy Khensu Keku Nature Kepper Joseph Khensu Keku signing out. Healing baths, healing elixirs. 636 gods. Idol God on the way. Stay wavy, Starseeds. I'm out.